With your son having autism, what are the important issues that you want people to remember, things that you want them to notice and understand about him?
With Connor, he has a shorter attention span and can sometimes be bothered by loud noises and unfamiliar people. And he has speech delays, so he's not always well understood by people that aren't always around him.
So in other words, you want us to take our time and be respectful of that.
Yes.
How do you teach things to him? Like if we were going to try to teach him fire prevention, what kinds of things would we use? What would help us be able to teach to him?
Sometimes we find it easier to use pictures or PEX cards, or just usually going over things multiple times and doing a lot of practice.
Do you use rewards? Are those something that can be done?
Some kids like rewards. Connor's not really motivated by rewards specifically, but a lot of kids are, yes.
What about in the home, when you're teaching him home safety and things not to touch, things to touch? How do you do that?
It's important to be very repetitive with it, and that way they learn to understand. And we have gates so that he can stay where it's safe, and locks on our doors so that he can't get out when he's not supposed to.
What if you were out in your car, you have a car accident, and you're not able to speak? What kinds of things did you do so that the fire personnel or police would know that he has autism and be able to help him?
For Connor, he has a medical alert strap around his seatbelt that tells his diagnosis and any other medical details that are important for him. You can also get stickers that attach to car seats or medical ID bracelets for the kids to wear or to keep on their belongings.
And what about the personnel themselves? Things that we can do directly with him once we do know that he has that situation?
The best thing to do is just take your time and look for the information that a parent could potentially have provided so that you can get to know the child better. Try and read their body language if they're scared or if they're nonverbal. Just be patient with them and try and do your best to work with them and remember everybody's individual.
What if he had gotten lost and you were calling for help and we go out, we find him? What kinds of things could you do to help us help him in that situation?
Letting you know where he finds safe, like he has spots in the house or outdoors that he may tend to stay or want to go to. Things that he likes that interest him. Some kids are interested in trains, and so they could be motivated to go towards where a train would be found. Or some kids like to hide in certain spots around their own yard, and different things that they like so that if you do find them, you can keep them comfortable and not scare them.
What about tags? Is it something that you can mark the labels on his clothing, maybe put a card in his pocket with his name and address? Does that help?
Yep, you can also mark their tags with their name and information. I've also seen online where they make information tattoos that are like a press-on tattoo that you can put a child's information, and if you know you're going out in public, like to a fair or something, you can have it tattooed to their arm, and that way it's not going to get lost.
What about when you're out in public? If you're, let's say you go to the store or you go to a restaurant and somebody looks at him differently because they don't understand, that's got to be something really hard to deal with. How do you deal with that?
We try to stay calm, and while you can not really want to get upset with the people, understand that most people don't have bad intentions, so just try to inform them so that in a future situation they can be more aware and supportive, and if they ever are in a position that they're with a child that needs help, that they understand those children and not judge them.
Well, I know that in the local fire department here, they know Connor, and they went out and they got bags to put in each of their trucks. They have what's called a disability bag. And in that bag are things such as what you're saying so that they can help him if needed. But basically what you're telling me, if I understand properly, is that just treat them with respect, take their time, be calm, and be there for him as needed. Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you very much.